We'll be talking about Lonzo Ball's expected return. We got an update. He's expected to be back in January. We'll also be talking about ESPN predicting the Bulls to finish 12th in the East with 38 wins. We'll get into all that, plus talking about the rookie Dalen Terry right after this.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily podcast on the Chicago Bulls, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze. I'm Haize, host and creator of Chicago Bulls and Chicago Bears Central, but nonetheless, we are here to talk about our Chicago Bulls. Pat, Lonzo Ball, we got an update after surgery. They got to look at that knee. Shams, Casey Johnson, Daniel Greenberg, everybody has all been on one accord, which is rare with reporters. The Bulls are expecting Lonzo Ball to be able to make his return by January. Now, that still leaves some room for him to come back before then, but I do like that they've actually pushed that date out to say basically by the turn of the new year, Lonzo Ball will be back. It gives him some time if he does have any setbacks or anything. It kind of eliminates the anxiety around that return date. And also what that does is that, like I said, it just gives the fans time to just realize, hey, all right, January, we need to start asking questions about Lonzo. Hopefully they stop getting asked about it every media day as well. What do you think, Pat?
I mean, I don't think it eliminates any questions, right? Like it depends on when Lonzo's able to move. We had answers last year. We had answers this offseason. We've had answers every step of this way. They haven't been right, but we've had answers, right? Like that. That's the thing that stands out most to me.
I gotta fight back. We haven't gotten any answers. All we've ever heard is, oh well, he's not progressing the way that we want to, or things are looking optimistic. This is more of a firm answer than what we've gotten literally since he got his surgery in January.
Yeah, but when he got his surgery in January, he was 6 to 8 weeks, and then he was day to day, and then he wasn't finishing the season. They've come out with a bunch of different timelines. It's just none of them have been met. He was supposed to be back by the beginning of the season when we went into the offseason. Do you expect Lonzo to be back?
They never officially said that. They've never I got to fight back on that. We've been getting we got one timeline, 6 to 8 weeks, and then we got another one saying he'll be reevaluated again in 2 weeks, in 14 days. Other than that, it's just been a bunch of we don't know what's going on with Zoe.
And but here's my thing, right? Like I can't say that he's going to be back in January until I see him back on the court in January. Yeah, right? Like sure. He was going to be reevaluated 6 to 8 weeks. We'll see. That's when they're going to start ramping him up. Hopefully he does get healthy, right? At the end of the day, the Bulls with Lonzo Ball is a much better team. And again, I've said this many times on this show. If you're going to get Lonzo back, I'd rather have him back for the second half of the season. Because for me, that's when I need him most. Guess what? If Lonzo Ball comes out here and he's able to come back, get some games up. What he still have about 30 games to go?
If it's January, no. If it's January, he's still looking at about 40, 45 games.
Yeah, something like that. He's got plenty of time to get himself right. I think it's going to be interesting to see kind of how the team is moving at that point, right? Because at this point, right, Ayo Dosunmu comes out having a dominant season, we're going to have some interesting questions to ask. But hopefully those are good questions to ask, right? Because listen, if I got 2 starting caliber point guards, something's going right. So for me, right, like I'm in hold mode with Lonzo Ball because I just feel like they've been vague with a lot of stuff, right? But like they've done the whole, like, do you expect them to be back for the playoffs? We're hoping to have them back in here for the playoffs and all that, but we'll see. Like, do you expect them to be back by the start of it? I'm not a doctor, but I would hope that he would be back. You know what I'm saying? It's not good answers, but you can tell that there's this like he should be back around this time. He never is.
I look at it this way, like the what we heard from the doctors, as far as the doctors even like whatever they saw when they went in there, they got it out there. Because keep in mind, it's different. Like it's not that nothing was wrong with the original surgery. The meniscus that they repaired has been repaired fine. Yeah. I read somewhere that was probably loose cartilage or something in there that's what was causing them his pain. And if that's removed, And hopefully that's all that was causing that pain, because it doesn't even seem like the bone. We had speculated, me and you, for a while, like, was it still the bone bruise? It doesn't even seem like it's the bone bruise anymore. So it literally was just something left in that knee. And then, it's pretty common amongst meniscus surgeries to have this later on. It's weird that he had it like this soon after having the surgery, but luckily they caught it. If, like you said, to your point though, if we get Lonzo back in January with 40, 45, whatever games left, that gives him that many amount of games to get geared in, ready for the playoffs, and then he should be back, hopefully, on all, like, it's going to take a minute, right? And I want everybody to temper their expectations. Lonzo Ball being out of basketball, not able to play basketball for a calendar year, right? 12 months, it's going to take some time to get back in rhythm. So be patient, but guess what? By playoffs, hopefully, that man's ready to go. And we know we need Lonzo to get playoff experience, but we also need his skill set in the playoff greatly as well.
Yeah, no, 100%, right? And I think that, I mean, that's the crazy part, right? Like, Lonzo Ball still doesn't have playoff experience. So hopefully your team position, which I think the Bulls will be. I think the Bulls have a pretty good team. They got a good coaching staff. I love that we're predicting a Billy Donovan team to go under 500 when, like, the only one he ever has had that went under 500 was the first Bulls team when he first got here, and they were like, we're going to trade y'all. And we're going to bring back the other half of y'all. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm really excited about where this team can be without Lonzo. I think that the thing that Bulls fans should really look towards with Lonzo coming is increased shooting ability. Hopefully the Bulls have that as well already. But that increased shooting ability he's provide, that's something we missed greatly in the playoffs last season. And I think that that's the biggest thing that we can add back into this team, no matter what his role is coming off of the bench, starting, whatever be, him being able to shoot above 40%. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Strap lineup, if you really look at it, right? Like, if you throw Dry out there, Zach LaVine and Lonzo Ball all at once, they all shoot the three ball amazingly.
You said you called that a strap lineup? Is
like
that what I just heard you say?
They got like a strap. You know, never mind.
I'm just letting you know, if we ever see that lineup, I'm literally screaming. I'm gonna call you and scream, "Get the strap!" in the phone. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna
get the strap.
Get the strap. I'm just gonna.
Hey, listen. I'm with it. I love it, bro. I'm just saying, like, when you think about it, right? Like, you put that out there, you've still got good defense in that lineup, right? You throw Caruso out there. Caruso's nice from the corner three. Like, we actually have a lineup that could be a part of this team that can knock down threes at a high clip. Maybe Kobe White finds his way in there some way. Yeah, probably not. We'll see, though.
I mean, Kobe, let's be clear. I get the Kobe disappointment, but Kobe is still our best coming off screen shooter other than Zach LaVine. Like, from 3-point range. Like, there's not a single better one. Like, with Lonzo being out, there's not a better one on the roster. Hopefully we do see that that Kobe White, because Kobe White's 3-point shooting, especially now with not having Lonzo Ball out there, is going to be big for the Chicago Bulls. And I love seeing that. I don't know if you got to see it or not. So after practice yesterday, or maybe it was before practice, Billy Donovan was interviewed and he talked glowingly. For those that think Kobe White's about to be traded, Billy Donovan seems to be very high on Kobe White right now. Not starting point. We're not starting that conversation, but it does seem like he realizes what Kobe's skill set means to this team, and he seems to be very high on Kobe White.
So just keeping the point guard conversation going, right? Say Kobe White works his way back into the good graces of Chicago sports fans, which all he has to do is be consistent and knock down shots. Do we then start to have the conversation of, okay, how long do you got to wait on players to actually in Chicago? Because you know how quick Chicago fans are, right? Like, oh man, this rookie sucked. Get him out of here. You know what I mean? Like, dang, he can't develop a little bit, right? Do we then start to have that conversation about, all right, we gotta see development happen on this team when this development happens, right? Because it's so quick here. It's so quick in sports as a whole nowadays.
In the last 15 years, what rookies have Bulls fan legitimately loved their initial season? It's been Larry, D Rose, and Taj Gibson. That's it.
I did love Larry his first season. Larry was cooking his first season.
Other than that, every rookie, people were like, hey man, listen, he didn't average 16. We got to get him up out of here. What are we doing? Think about it. What other rookies have Bulls fans universally loved other than those three?
I'm not gonna lie to you. And maybe it was a small sect of Bulls fans, but I think Bulls fans saw what Jimmy Butler could be before Jimmy Butler turned into that player. Because remember, like Jimmy would just get in the game and he would just jump out the gym. And Muzz would be like, "Why ain't this dude playing?" He would play great defense and just
there was more mystery around Jimmy, right? We didn't see him enough to love him truly or hate him. But I agree with you. Jimmy's rookie season, it was that, hey man, that kid off the bench, like why isn't he playing more?
Didn't he dunk on?
That was second year. That was the second.
Was that year 2?
That was year 2.
I remember they threw him the oop and he just floated.
Yeah,
caught that.
That was year 2. That was year 2. That's crazy. No. Somebody said Noah. I don't even think Bulls. Can you remember Noah when it came out that he got in a fight with Ben Wallace? People did not like Noah. Let me say they liked him. There were some people that liked him, but he wasn't universally loved. I think until his second season. It wasn't until after they moved Ben Wallace.
Muggs hated Joakim because Joakim was the first of like, all right, we're gonna start drafting these skinny big men and see what happens. Like Joakim was skinny coming into the league, bro. Yeah. What do you weigh? 220 maybe?
As a center, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, next up, we're going to talk about ESPN predicting that the Bulls finished 12th in the East with only 38 wins. But first, you guys know what I got to do. I got to talk to you guys about BetOnline. BetOnline.net is your number one source for your football betting info this season. Find all the latest players' developments, team matchups, news, podcasts, and in-depth articles and analysis on every game you can find. And as always, BetOnline remains your continued source for our sports wagering information with live betting and up-to-the-minute scores for every sport out there. The fastest and easiest way to check in on all your favorite games and events, including MLB, MMA, boxing, and golf. Head to betonline.net or use your mobile device to learn more. BetOnline is where the game starts.
Hey, Steve-O is having a season, bro.
Bro, Steve-O is, I'm telling you, Steve-O has had the greatest offense. That's hilarious, bro. That is funny, man.
Oh, Steve-O preparing for an MVP season out here,
bro. See, listen, Petty. I'm telling you this right now. Petty Rowe ain't got nothing on normal Steve-O, bro.
Man,
like
bro.
Petty, I have to go into Petty Roosevelt mode. Steve-O lives like that every day. The people at his work either love or hate him. There's no in between with Steve-O because he be frying people.
Steve-O, I need you on this trip, brother.
Steve would be like, "Hey man, Jim got his third coffee today and he's still moving like a sloth. Jim, what's wrong with you, bro?"
Just frying us for no reason. Be like, I just walked in.
For no reason.
Shout out to Steve-O and everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate it.
He'd be like, "Good morning, Steve-O." He'd be like, "Yeah, man, your mama." But let's keep it moving.
Which ain't even a roast. It's like, "Good morning to my mom. I appreciate you."
Oh man, ESPN predicted the Chicago Bulls 38 wins to finish 12th in the East. How do you feel about this, brother? 38 wins? 38 wins, bro. Are they saying Lonzo Ball gave the Bulls 8 wins?
Well, I think right, and listen, far be it for me to ever agree with ESPN, but I think that you have to look at how many wins the Bulls got without Lonzo versus with Lonzo. Again, right, schedule playing into it. A lot of things also playing into that. 4 of our guys having COVID, like injuries, right? There's a ton of things that play into why the Bulls lost the way they did. And when they came back, right, they just weren't able to link back up because it was so new. But I think that, to me, right, like I don't see the Bulls losing a step. I just don't. Like, I don't see the Bulls. I think it's going to be harder. But I still think the Chicago Bulls are a better team than the average would say. And I don't believe in all of these teams that have just added a player or just trying to change a thing to make their team better. Right? Like, yeah. Oh, and by the way, getting much shorter. So, like, I don't know, right? Like, I think it's interesting because didn't we beat the Cavs all 3 games last year?
They beat us once, didn't they?
They beat us once.
We played them 4 games.
So we beat them 3 times. They beat us once.
And they beat us once, yeah.
Didn't we beat Atlanta 3-1?
We only played them 3 times. It was 2-1.
2-1?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what did these teams do to get exponentially better that all of a sudden that they're above us, right? Like, I mean, we beat some of the top teams in the Eastern Conference last year. Now, listen.
We were 2-1 against the Brooklyn Nets.
I would say that's the one team that I think that we beat on that I don't know if that's going to happen again, but we'll see, right?
When you look at that team, though, they were missing Kyrie at that point, but had Harden. We were missing Patrick Williams. Now they will have Irving. We don't know how Ben Simmons is really going to work out on that team. It's question marks around it. I don't think the Nets aren't unbeatable.
I don't think they're unbeatable. I think Kyrie's a better player. Kevin Durant's Kevin Durant. He is what he is. But I think Kyrie's a better player with Ben Simmons out there because Kyrie's best year, I don't care what nobody say. Kyrie's best year in the NBA was when he was playing two guard to LeBron. That's the best season he's ever had to me in the NBA. When they went to the final, he's playing the two guard basically. He's the point, but LeBron bringing the ball up, he kicks it to his shooter, and he knocks down shots.
That was an interesting way to say shooter.
Yeah, I don't know why. I had a stroke right there. Y'all see it? It's been a tough time out here, man. I like how Steve-O put that. I respect Brooklyn, but I'm not scared of them. And I think this is the thing, right? The Bulls know the narratives they have coming into the season. The Bulls know the narratives they have around them with beating good teams. The Bulls know the narratives they have around them with losing to Philly. Like, they hear these things. They come into the season not with the mindset of, hey, let's go out here and just win some games. They're going to come into the season with the mindset of, we're going to prove everybody wrong. And by the way, would y'all stop giving DeMar DeRozan chips to put on his shoulder? He got a whole Ruffles bag.
No, keep giving it to him. Keep giving it to him.
He got a Ruffles bag on his shoulder out.
I enjoy the DeMar DeRozan doubt. Every time I read it, I smile every time I read it, bro, because I'm evil. So I smile with stuff like that. I'm motivated by stuff like that, so I love it. All I'll say is this, man. The Bulls got 46 wins, last season with tons of injuries, COVID, Zach LaVine being hobbled most of the season, Javonte having the shoulder injury most of the season, Jared Jones Jr. thumb, Alex Caruso missing most of the season. So even though we're coming into the season missing Lonzo, we have a lot of pieces that were either banged up or that we were missing for large portions of the season all I say is keep throwing doubt the Chicago Bulls way. I'm not even worried about it. Just give us all the ammunition that we need, because we're going to use that and we're going to turn that around. And just like we did, we're right back at the same position we were last season, bro. At the beginning of last season, all the doubt, we were right back in that same position, and I'm not mad at it.
Didn't they win 38 games last season?
I don't remember the number. I won't even act like I won't even fake the funk like I remember the number, but
it was low.
I know it was low.
Supposed to make the playoffs. Like,
that's crazy.
I think this is the thing, right? Like, if you've got the right guy orchestrating the show, why would the Bulls lose more? Ayo Dosunmu did an excellent job last season being the Chicago Bulls starting point guard. End of the season, hit a little rookie wall. Happens to a lot of players, right? Hopefully that doesn't carry into this season. But an Ayo Dosunmu with more confidence under his belt, where they're telling you a more confident player. And Ayo Dosunmu with more experience under his belt, a guy's going to be able to run the point for this team. Also, he's got Goran Dragic on the other side, right? I think a lot of these vet moves too that people aren't talking about. A lot of these vet moves are moves to bring in guys to help your young guys grow. DeMar DeRozan being here is also to help your young guys get better, and we saw that immediately. I think even Goran Dragic, right? Just okay, Ayo can pick his brain. How do I get here? How do I get to this spot? How do I score here? We know that he's a sponge. They still said that. I think Zach LaVine said it in his opening press conference. He's like, he's the most inquisitive player I've ever met in my life. Like, those are things that I look and listen. We might got a gem in this kid. I hope he's.
No, not Mike. There's no more Mike. We absolutely did. Like
a straight gem.
One of the reasons that Ayo fell to where he fell to is that I think people didn't really believe in his upside. They didn't know what type of upside player he was. They just saw him as what he was and didn't think because he was a 3-year college player that he was going to get much better. He's proven of this point now that he has tons of upside, tons of room still left to go. So like what we were saying with everything else, keep doubting Ayo Dosunmu too. He's going to prove a lot of people wrong this season.
It's going to be a fun season, man. We got a lot of doubters in this mug, man.
For sure.
I'm ready. I'm ready to come out and just, bro, I'm so ready. Bro, next Tuesday, the first live call of the season, Bulls Pelicans. I'm so ready to just see what this team look like, because preseason is completely different now.
Yeah.
Because they actually be letting these mugs play. I think because we got less games now, right? Don't we only have, 4 games?
It's 4. It used to be, was it 5 or 6?
It used to be, no, it used to be like 8, didn't it? It used to be quite a few games to where, like, in the beginning, they would play a few minutes. Games in the middle, they would play a lot. And then by the end, it was just like you seeing like
Paul Zipser, who were high on.
they were high draft picks. No, what was buddy name? Loa Mba, whatever. The French
Umute?
dude. No, not Mba Mute. The French dude that we traded for.
I don't even remember that dude. I don't even know what you're talking about. I remember Victor Carappa.
Hey, bro. Hey, there's been some trash come through the city, bro. There's been some trash come through the city. Hey,
all right, man. Moving on.
Me on that.
Felicio's about to knock on your door, bro.
And Felicio, I might be scared of, bro. Felicio look like he eat kids.
Like Felicio, if he hits you with a headbutt, it's over. Like literally, he headbutts you, it's done. You're done.
Hey, look, Muzz know who I was talking about. Luwawu, bro. I remember, but he was terrible. Felicio looked like he's sitting under a bridge right now trying to take a toll.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move right along. Our last topic of the day. The rookie Dalen Terry has been interviewed a couple of times since training camp. The first day, it was him talking about how fast Zach LaVine is. The second day, he talked about how jacked Patrick Williams is, and he wanted to get like Patrick because he's a skinny dude. What do you think that this offseason, we talked about not this offseason, training camp is going to mean for Dalen Terry? He gets to guard Zach LaVine. He's been primarily guarding Zach LaVine so far in training camp. Do you think this accelerates him to where if he shows in this, because I'm telling you right now, if he's in practice showing down some lockdown ability against Zach LaVine, the man's getting in the game.
I think that's what it is, right? It's an opportunity to prove yourself. It's an opportunity to prove to yourself, opportunity to prove yourself to this coaching staff that you belong here, right? Like, I think this is a huge moment here. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm surprised we haven't heard about a fight yet. Dalen Terry seems like that's how he get his energy up. You know what I'm saying? He was talking trash to Patrick Williams the day he met him.
If Mirotic was still here, Dalen Terry would have definitely punched Mirotic by now.
I don't know, bro. Hey, listen. we can joke about the Bobby and Nico situation, but Nico not a small dude, bro.
Listen. I'm not saying he's a small dude. All I'm saying is that. Never mind. We're just gonna stop. We'll have to have you on CBC again. We're gonna have to stop right there.
Bobby Portis. Hey, bro, how's nobody made a rap song about this? I need my local Chicago rappers to get on this.
This is hilarious.
There needs to be a song just talking about knocking mugs out and call it Bobby Portis. Let's go. But no, I think that the big thing for Dalen Terry coming into this season and really getting into this training camp is figuring out what's going to get you on the court most. Is it going to be your defense? Is it going to be your passing ability? Is it going to be AK wants you to be a scorer, right? AK wants you to put the ball in the bucket. So I think to me that's what he needs to focus on most. What's going to get you the most time here, right? Because for it was defense. I was just coming in clamping mugs up, just like, oh well, keep putting them out.
Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see. I don't know how big of a role the Rook does get, but I hope that he shows enough. He's going to get some time, and keep in mind we're going to see some of Dalen in preseason for sure. I think they're going to get him out there, take a look at him. I think that Dalen may earn a few minutes to start the season with his play, his athleticism, his energy, and that's something you need, right? Like, and we'll see how the rest of the rotation works out. But all these videos, I've been posting them over on CBC. Every video so far from the first 3 days of practice has been damn near inspiring, bro, just to see this team. Like, they were practicing game winners yesterday. That's crazy.
Well, bro, I mean, you saw how DeMar went about the game winners. He talked about it. That wasn't on whose podcast was that? That wasn't on JJ Redick's. That was on Gilbert's.
That was on his. No, was that Gilbert's?
No, it was on Draymond's. It was on Draymond's podcast.
Okay,
where he talked about missing the first one. He said the air came out the building. It felt like I disrespected Michael Jordan. like that's the mindset of the player that is on our team, bro. Like, Michael Jordan ain't played a basketball game in Chicago since 2003. He said,
that's crazy.
He said, I felt like I disrespected Michael Jordan because the air came out the building.
That's hilarious,
but that's the kind of mindset, right, that we got coming into this building. And here's the thing. The thing that I love about Dalen, right, is I feel like players in past would have told him, play your game, but maybe calm down a little bit. They not finna tell Dalen calm down. Yeah. They finna be looking at Dalen. Listen, no, you want to go crazy then. Like, let's get that energy up. And we need that player. I told y'all, Dalen's going to be a dude. I bet in his rookie year, Dalen probably averages 6, 4, and 5.
That's a fair.
But it's gonna be. We're gonna look at his game in total and be like, bro, but he did so much.
Yeah,
he did so much throughout the season. That's what I want to see from him. He's that glue guy that's keeping mugs together. Turn into that. Let's go. I'm hyped for the season, bro. I'm ready to flip this laptop.
Bro. We are only a few days away, bro.
The season starts.
I can't wait. Man.
I'm not gonna lie to you too. Very excited too because we're starting it against Zion Williamson,
who looks great, by the way. Like Zion heard our Winter Soldier was like, "Oh, I got something for you."
Hey, listen. Here's my question to y'all: did y'all peep Zion Williamson rocking the hoop earring? There's only been one player in history that I know that could pull off the hoop earring, especially just in the left lobe.
No, Larry Johnson rocked the hoop earring too. Let's give Larry Johnson some credit.
The light hoop, like the small. I don't remember Larry rocking.
Larry rocked the hoop, bro.
Larry was rocking the hoop.
Larry rocked the hoop. I don't know if he rocked it all the time like Jordan did, but Larry rocked the hoop.
Hey, bro, come on now. Jordan's still rocking that hoop to this day.
To this day, bro. It may be the same one. It may be the same. It's just part of his. It's just part of his ear at this point. It's fused with his ear. It's just
he ain't never took that mug out, bro. The lobe is closed. The lobe is closed. He thing out of there, bro. Oh man, I think I'm just ready for this season to be get underway. I think Bulls fans, as you can see in the chat's been going crazy this morning. They're ready for this season to get underway, man. I think we got a lot of coming our way this season. We're going to be working to death out here, my brother. But it's what we want to do, right? This is what we do.
My first year covering both the Bulls and the Bears, and our third preseason game of the season is the same day as a Bears game. So it's getting real out here, brother. It's getting real
out here, my boy. It's getting real. It's getting real.
But that is it for us for today. Yeah, you're tripping. It's time to go, bro. Go ahead and shut down the show. Shut down the week, man. Let's get up out of here.
Cardi B to finish the week? No? All right. Hey, follow me on everything at Pat the Designer, man. Make sure y'all check it out over on the Windy City Breeze. Y'all came through with a ton of questions yesterday, so I'm going to be answering more of them today. Been doing them in shorts and stuff. And then follow us both on everything at Locked On Bulls, especially follow on the IG because it's finna get pretty hilarious today over there.
Yes, it will. But make sure you follow me as well at CEO Haize, and thank you for making Locked On Bulls your first listen every day. Now for your second listen, go and check on Locked On NBA, where the Locked On experts break down all the latest news and developments in 30 minutes or less. They can be found wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube. And Pat did not get kidnapped. No Brian Windhorst appearance today.
Just light knife below the face.
For Pat the Designer, this is Haize. This is Locked On Bulls. We out, y'all. Peace,
y'all.